My beloved child, I am here. I am not speaking to a crowd. I am speaking to you, the one whose chest tightens when bills come due, the one whose eyes sting late at night as you refresh an account and hope the numbers have changed in your favor, the one who scrolls through advice and testimonies at 2 a.m. looking for a doorway out of dread. I have watched you do the math with a calculator and a whisper, those quiet prayers spoken between breath and panic, and I have counted every tear and every quiet panic that never even reached your lips. Every time your phone lights with a notification and your stomach drops as if danger itself were at the door, I have been beside you. I have seen the tabs open on your browser like scattered fears, the letters on the counter you do not want to open, the way your shoulders lift toward your ears when someone mentions money. You are not unseen. You are not alone. My beloved child, the pressure in your chest has a name, and I am here to confront it. Listen to me. I am addressing your financial fear today because peace must be established before provision can be carried. What I am preparing to place in your hands cannot rest on a heart governed by alarm. The enemy has been trying to make fear into a throne inside you. He does not only seek lack, he seeks lordship, to become your counselor in the night and your decision maker in the morning. He wants you to imagine disasters that have not happened, to rehearse losses that are not ordained for you, to confuse urgency with panic until panic sits in the driver's seat and my voice is pushed to the back. But I am your father, and I will not let panic lead you. I am taking your heart back from fear's hands. My child, I know the names of your worries: overdraft, unpaid interest, deadline, insufficient funds, the moment you pretend to be fine while something in you shakes. I know the arguments you have with yourself, the self-blame that comes like a storm, the shame that tells you you are behind, that others have learned a secret you somehow missed. I am not here to accuse you. My correction is not condemnation, it is deliverance. This is not punishment, it is protection. I am stepping into the room where fear has been whispering, and I am cleansing the air. Be still. Breathe with me. I am teaching your heart to come under my wings, where the wind cannot take you, where the prying gaze of people cannot define you, and where numbers cannot bully you into compromise. Hear me clearly. In the courts of heaven, I have signed my name over your portion. What I have ordained for your life cannot be confiscated by anxiety, and it cannot be stolen by those who gloat when you feel small. But I am testing and strengthening you now, not in the day of abundance, but in the night of pressure, so that when increase comes, you will not be seduced by it. Solomon did not fall in the days of hunger. He fell in the day of abundance. So I arrange your steps to learn peace first, then provision. For if your heart is unsteady, the blessing you crave will only multiply the noise. But if your heart is established in me, increase will not shake you. It will serve you and serve my purposes through you. Therefore, I am giving you a ritual of alignment, not superstition. Say it 7 times, because peace comes first and provision follows. Your mouth will agree with my word until your nervous system and your faith come under one government, my peace. This is not magic. This is agreement. This is not gambling for a miracle. This is the formation of a steady heart. You will not chant to persuade me. You will declare to persuade your own trembling to yield to me. You will speak until your breath slows and your chest unknots, and your eyes remember how to look at the day without flinching. Stay with me in this, because the final declaration I will give you will seal clarity and calm over your mind, like a door God Himself has shut against the howling wind. My beloved child, I need you to notice how fear has tried to shepherd you. It tells you to hoard when I say, give with wisdom. It tells you to rush into agreements I did not sign. It paints pictures of humiliation to hold you hostage, as if you were an orphan left to fend for yourself. You are not an orphan. You are an heir in your father's house. When you wake before dawn and your jaw aches from clenching, I am there. When you rehearse worst-case scenarios like a litany, I am there. When you fear news that has not even arrived, I am there. My silence never means my absence. My presence is the calm that outlives the storm. Do not mistake the shaking for a verdict against you. The shaking is the old government losing its grip. Fear has been a cruel ruler, and I am deposing it. I am putting your heart under my rule of peace, and from that throne I will guide you, step by step, decision by decision, out of confusion and into order. This is why I speak now with urgency and tenderness. I am protecting you from subtle snares, from choices birthed in panic that look like progress, but become leaks in your future. I am closing the door on cycles that drained you. I am teaching you to let me be your counselor, not the balance in your account, not the opinions of those who do not carry your destiny. So come near, put your hand over your heart and breathe with me. Acknowledge the tightness, do not hide it from me. Tell me where it hurts, and I will name it and lift it. In these moments, I will begin to replace dread with assurance. Stay. Do not rush away to fix what only peace can hold steady. I will lead you in 7 declarations, words rooted in my promise of a steadfast heart, not a lottery ticket, but a path. With each declaration, something of the old fear will lose its hold, and my quiet strength will rise within you. You will feel it, the unclenching, the return of clear thought, the end of catastrophizing, the sense that you are carried. My child, I am here. I am not late. I am not indifferent. I am the one who keeps you when headlines shout and when numbers threaten. Peace first, then provision. Let this be our agreement now. Take my hand. The storm will not be your shepherd. I am, and I am ready to begin. My beloved child, you want provision, and I am not offended by that desire. I planted it. But hear me with tenderness and with a father's firmness. Before I multiply what is in your hand, I am breaking your agreement with worry. Provision cannot rest where worry rules. You have called it responsible planning, but in truth, your mind has been rehearsing disaster, not meditating on wisdom. There is a difference. Wisdom looks ahead with clear eyes and steady breath. Torment looks ahead with a shaking heart and imagines what I have not decreed. Wisdom sets a budget, builds a plan, asks counsel, and then rests. Torment scrolls at midnight, compares, catastrophizes, and then calls the anxiety maturity. Do not rename fear and dress it in prudence. I love you too much to let fear be your counselor. My child, fear is the most subtle snare because it wears the mask of urgency. It whispers that you must decide today or lose everything. It presses you into contracts I did not write, into loans that become chains, into jobs that bruise your conscience, into relationships that buy your silence with provision. Fear will offer you shortcuts that look like doors but are really traps. Fear will push you to hoard when I am nudging you to release with wisdom. Fear will shove you to spend to soothe, then shame you afterward. Fear will make you say yes just to stop the discomfort of waiting. When fear is your shepherd, compromise follows. When peace is your shepherd, clarity follows. I am not condemning you for the plans you have tried to make. I am reclaiming your motives. I am not against lists and spreadsheets and diligence. I am against panic thrones built in your mind. I am asking you to separate wisdom from torment, to discern what voice has been shaping your calendars and your commitments. Ask yourself now, am I moving because I have my Father's peace? Or am I moving because I am afraid I will miss out? If it is fear, be still. What is from me will not require you to betray the integrity I am forming in you. What is from me will not demand that you silence the nagging unease in exchange for a quick fix. My child, success without me is more dangerous than lack with me. Solomon did not fall when he was hungry. He fell when abundance sang a lullaby that put his heart to sleep. I will not let that song master you. Now listen closely. The enemy has been trying to craft internal covenants in your mouth. Vows you speak in the dark that become laws over your life. Words like, I will never have enough. I always fall behind. Good things don't last for me. I am bad with money. If I don't hurry, I'll lose it. I can't afford to be generous. These are not just phrases. They are agreements, signatures written on the walls of your own heart. People's words have no authority over you unless you agree with them, and your own words have been the pen. My beloved child, I am giving you permission and power to tear up those contracts now. Place your hand over your heart and breathe with me. In this moment, I ask you to speak with me, not to impress me, but to realign your inner government. Say now, out loud if you can, Father, I break agreement with worry. I repent of the covenants I made with fear, spoken and unspoken. I renounce the belief that I will never have enough. I renounce the lie that I must rush or be ruined. I reject the verdict that I am cursed with money. I cut off the sentence that generosity will make me unsafe. I receive your peace as my first inheritance. Establish my heart under your rule. My child, as you speak, I am issuing my own decree in the unseen. The ink of those old vows is being dissolved. The signatures of dread are being revoked, and a new seal, peace, is being pressed over your chest. Hear me. I will teach you responsible planning without torment. I will train your hands to steward, to number your days with wisdom, to build margins, to ask for counsel, to set boundaries, but all under the canopy of calm. You are not an orphan scrambling for scraps. You are an heir learning the rhythms of the house. Under my wings there is order without panic, diligence without dread, generosity without trembling. This is the formation I am after, and this is why I am drawing your attention to a path I have given my people for generations. Consider the picture I painted in what you know as Psalm 112. The one who reveres me becomes steady inside. When shadows fall, light rises for them. They conduct their affairs with integrity. They are generous with wisdom. When bad news knocks, their heart does not collapse because it is established. This is not a lottery ticket, it is a formation. I am not promising a life without challenges. I am promising a heart that does not shatter when challenges arrive. I am shaping you to live from the inside out, to let peace govern your decisions so that provision does not unravel you when it increases. My child, I want you to begin recognizing how worry has been trying to qualify you. It tells you, if you carry enough tension, you have done your part. But I do not recruit you into anxiety as a form of stewardship. I invite you into agreement with my peace, and from that alignment I will show you steps. I will open and close doors. I will correct and redirect you. Before I increase what is in your hand, I establish what is in your chest, my peace. This is the order of heaven. If I pour abundance into a trembling heart, the trembling will only multiply. But when I seat you in peace, increase will serve its purpose and not become your master. So here is what you will practice with me in the days ahead. When a decision surfaces, do not let fear set the deadline. Pause and ask, is this haste or is this guidance? If it is haste, wait. What is from me can withstand a holy pause. When an offer promises quick relief but requires you to mute the nudge in your conscience, decline it. I will provide another way. When a bill arrives and your chest tightens, step under my wings first. Breathe, bless, and then ask for the next faithful step. When you are tempted to speak doom over your future, stop and align your mouth with life. This is how we break the old agreements in real time. This is how Psalm 112 becomes not just a passage you admire, but a posture you embody. My beloved child, I am restoring peace as your first inheritance. Feel my hand on your shoulder now. Let the knots begin to loosen. You are not behind. You are being recalibrated. You are not disqualified. You are being prepared. The storm will try to speak loudly again, but you will know the difference now between urgent fear and holy guidance. Stay near. The 7 declarations I will lead you into are not magic, they are alignment. They will train your tongue to agree with me, and when your mouth agrees with me, your heart will follow, your steps will find order, and provision will arrive without panic. Peace first, then provision. This is the way I keep you, the way I guard you, the way I guide you safely into what I have already signed over your life. My beloved child, now come closer and let me place your eyes where I am placing your feet. You have heard me say peace first, then provision. Now I show you the path where that peace is formed within you. Do not treat what you call Psalm 112 as a lucky number or a scratch-off ticket. You wave at the sky hoping I will rain wealth without weight. It is not a lottery, it is a portrait. It is the slow artistry of a life shaped under my hand. Reverence in the morning, delight in my ways at noon, integrity in your dealings by evening, and generosity that does not tremble when the wind rises at night. It is the picture of a heart that has learned to sit in my presence until its rhythm matches mine. Look at this with me. The one I described there reveres me, not as a superstition, but as the fear that liberates rather than cages, the holy awareness that I am your source, your judge, your father. They delight in my ways, not because obedience buys favor, but because obedience keeps the heart soft. They conduct their affairs with integrity. When they sign their name, their conscience stays quiet. When they choose a path, they do not check first if it flatters their pride. They check if it preserves their peace. They are generous, yet they are not reckless. They open their hand without opening the gates to chaos. And when bad news knocks, their heart does not fall off its chair because it was never seated on headlines. It was already seated in me. You think you need more money to stop being afraid, but I tell you, you need my peace to stop being controlled. You think that if one deposit hit your account, anxiety would let you breathe. My child, hear me with tenderness and the strength of a father who will not lie to you. Money silences one fear and awakens another if peace does not govern. Success without me is more dangerous than failure with me. Hunger exposes need. Abundance exposes loyalties. When provision increases, pressure increases. The enemy will attempt to buy your compromise with comfort, to purchase your attention with applause, to lease pieces of your integrity in small payments over time. Solomon did not fall when he was hungry. He fell when abundance whispered to his heart that he was untouchable. I will not let that whisper master you. This is why I call Psalm 112 a formation prayer. Pray it not as a demand, but as a surrender. Do not come to me with clenched fists, saying, "Give me the outcomes now." Come with open palms, saying, "Form in me the person who can carry whatever you give without trembling." When you pray with me, say, "Father, seat my heart. I revere you in the secret place. I choose your ways when no one is watching. Teach me to conduct my affairs with integrity, to be generous with wisdom, to be steady when the reports sound dark." I am becoming the kind of person this psalm describes. This is how you pray scripture without spiraling, by aligning identity rather than bargaining for control. I am not training you to be loud. I am training you to be established. The word I press upon you is established, rooted, settled, not tossed by every rumor of lack. Established does not mean passive. Established means anchored. Your mind can calculate and plan, but your heart stays at rest. Your hands can work and build, but your soul does not sell itself to the clock. When bad news knocks, you will not pretend it isn't there. You will answer from a throne of peace within. You will breathe, bless, and ask me for the next faithful step. This is the shape of the one I portray in that psalm. Light rising in darkness, clarity rising in confusion, a quiet strength under pressure. Do not rush past the small words that carry great weight. Conduct their affairs. That means budgets, agreements, deals, timelines, all governed by integrity rather than adrenaline. Generous. That means you will not allow fear to turn your hands into fists. You will open them as I direct, not to impress people, not to purchase approval, but because generosity keeps your heart from being owned by what it carries. Not afraid of bad news. That does not promise a life without storms. It promises a heart that does not surrender its throne to storms. You will still receive emails, bills, conversations that test you, but you will not be ruled by them. My child, feel the holy seriousness here. An inheritance is not only a reward, it is a test hidden beneath the light. Every new dollar carries a question with it. Will you still choose me when options multiply, when rooms open, when people who ignored you begin to flatter you, when pressure tries to recruit your soul? I am not threatening you. I am protecting you by telling the truth. Blessing can lift you and blessing can undo you. Without formation, prosperity is a soft chain. It looks like freedom while it binds your heart to what fades. With formation, prosperity becomes a tool. It serves my purposes through you and does not rewrite your identity. So I will lead you through 7 rounds of declaration, not because I need repetition to hear you, but because you need repetition to be reformed. Repetition is not manipulation, it is training. Your nervous system has been trained by fear, taught to leap at shadows, conditioned to cut deals with dread. Now I will train it to yield to peace. Each declaration will be a step on the path. Each round a stone you lay under your feet. Do not despise the rhythm. Do not say, I said it once, why say it again? You do not breathe once for the day. You breathe again and again. So too your heart learns by cadence. Your mouth tutors your inner world. Your spirit comes into agreement with my word until steadiness becomes your default posture. And remember this as you walk. I am not asking you to decorate your fear with poetry. I am asking you to dethrone it. As you pray this psalm with me, you are not performing for me. You are consenting to my hand. You are letting me prune ties that would leak your future. You are letting me rewrite the labels you accepted in the dark. You are letting me install boundaries that keep the blessing from becoming your master. You will feel changes, small at first. You will pause before agreeing to haste. You will sense a quiet no where you used to say yes to stop discomfort. You will find a clean courage to renegotiate, to wait, to choose integrity over image. Stay with me through all 7 rounds. Many abandon their post in the last 5 minutes before the blessing arrives. Do not be among them. My silence never means my absence. Even when you feel little, the formation continues. I am signing my name over your portion, but I seal it with peace. In these days, let Psalm 112 be your breathing prayer, your morning alignment, your evening anchor. Say with me, again and again, I am becoming steady. I am governed by peace. I conduct my affairs with integrity. I am generous with wisdom. I will not be ruled by bad news. With every repetition, fear loses jurisdiction, and peace takes the throne within you. This is the path of a steady heart, and upon such a heart I can safely lay the weight of increase without the weight crushing you. Be still. Stay near. Let me finish what I have begun. My beloved child, you have called this season delay. I call it shelter. You have looked at closed doors and said, I am being rejected. But I tell you, in the hearing of heaven and the earth beneath your feet, hiddenness is not rejection, it is protection. I placed you in the cleft of the rock. I drew a curtain around you, not to starve you, but to keep your future provision from being drained by unseen leaks. My silence never means my absence. My quiet does not signal indifference. It is the strategy of a father who knows the currents that run beneath the surface and refuses to let his child be swept away by an undertow you cannot yet see. Consider this with me. When a vessel is cracked, more pouring does not bless it. More pouring only multiplies loss. I have watched you wonder why streams slowed, why opportunities seem to pass you by, why what once flowed now trickles, and I have been saying, Beloved, I am blocking some streams to show you where the holes are. If I sent a flood while the vessel is split, it would look like favor and feel like failure, for you would hold increase for a moment and then watch it disappear with double pain. I love you too much to make abundance your undoing. I love you too much to confirm broken agreements with a torrent that would only feed them. I will not pour new oil into a cracked vessel. I heal and reinforce you, then I pour. You have called this a dry season. I call it a training ground. Where you saw lack, I have been forming your character. Where you felt delay, I have been teaching your hands the discipline of stewardship. Where you heard the echo of not enough, I have been healing the identity wound that told you you are behind, unworthy, easily forgotten. I am weaning you from dependence on adrenaline, from the rush that has been your counterfeit peace. Adrenaline has been your counselor. Hurry became your prophecy, urgency your religion, and it made you say yes to doors I did not open. I am breaking that pattern now. I am teaching you to choose at the pace of peace, to decide from a seated heart, to refuse the bait of haste even when it dresses like opportunity. My child, let us name the leaks. There are habits that drain, impulse comforts that buy a moment and mortgage a month, spending to numb the ache, subscriptions of the soul that keep you entertained but not strengthened. There are relationships that drain, contacts that celebrate you when you pay, but grow cold when you set a boundary, voices that borrow your kindness but repay you with guilt, partnerships where you purchase peace with silence and call it loyalty. There are wounds that drain, shame from old verdicts that still whisper, prove your worth with what you give, fear that says, rescue them or you are heartless, pride that says, if they see you strong, you will finally be safe. These are the fine threads the enemy uses to tie down a giant, hardly visible until they have you fixed to the ground. I have been allowing the flow to pause so you could hear the drip and find the places where your future would have leaked away. Do not misinterpret my guarding as punishment. This is not punishment, it is protection. I am purifying the circle around you. I am teaching you the mature boundaries of an heir. Your yes must be clean. Your no must be holy. There are people who are only permitted to write one chapter in your story. When I allowed certain ties to loosen, it was not because I wanted you alone, but because I will not allow demons, flattery, or the prying gaze of people to cross the boundary I have drawn around your portion. When I closed a door after you knocked 3 times, I was not humiliating you. I was editing your path to prevent a leak you could not yet see. Look and take courage from my witnesses. Joseph learned to store wisdom in famine. The scarcity did not shrink him. It trained him to treat grain like a covenant and not a thrill. When the flood of harvest came, his vessel did not crack, because discipline had already been forged in the night. David was formed in fields and caves, not because I forgot him, but because I was teaching his hands to war and his heart to worship without an audience. If I had rushed him to a throne without a shepherd's steadiness, abundance would have become a snare and applause a leash. I am doing the same holy work in you, quiet formation that will keep you when rooms open and praise knocks. I want you to see how my hiddenness shields your provision. When I place you under my wings, I am also covering your resources from eyes that would envy and from schemes that would siphon. I have stalled certain introductions because your heart was still tempted to buy acceptance. I have paused certain deals because your conscience flinched at a clause you were ready to ignore. I have limited certain inflows because your hands were still learning to differentiate generosity from appeasement. This is mercy. This is me keeping you from a future headline in your own soul. Blessing lost because boundaries were not yet born. Now let us move from revelation to instruction. Ask me plainly, where are the leaks? I will show you. I will highlight the habit that looks harmless but erodes your margin. I will put light on the relationship that smiles but drains. I will bring to the surface the inner vow that signs away your peace each time someone presses you with their urgency. You will feel my nudge to unsubscribe from a purchase pattern, from a rescue script, from the need to answer every request with a yes. You will sense my counsel to renegotiate, to simplify, to delay what should not be rushed, to confront where appeasement has written your budget. Do not be afraid of these adjustments. They are not losses, they are repairs. They are reinforcement for the vessel I am about to fill. And this you must hold with reverence. In the throne room I have signed my name over your portion, but I order the timing according to wisdom. I would rather be accused of slowness by impatient lips than accused by your own soul of giving you too much, too soon. Many abandon their post in the last 5 minutes before the blessing arrives. Do not leave your place. Stay hidden until I call your name. Stay under my wings until your heart is strong enough to walk in rooms without selling its voice. Stay in the formation of Psalm 112 until the echoes of panic no longer dictate your pace. Established hearts do not leak. Established hearts carry increase and remain clean. Hear me again. What felt like delay has been protection. My hand has been guarding your future provision from premature loss. I am healing the cracks, sealing the seams, pruning the drains, forming the boundaries, quieting the false alarms. When the vessel is ready, I will pour, and what I pour will not come with torment. Be still, my beloved child. Do not despise the hidden place. Let me finish the repairs, and then watch how quickly doors open that no man can shut. How peace will guard your portion, and how provision will arrive without panic. My beloved child, listen closely now, for I am moving from repairs to separation. Do not stitch back together what I am untying. The chains you feel around money are not only numeric, they are spiritual threads woven through shame, comparison, manipulation, and the pressure of other people's urgency. I am cutting cords. Do not tie them again with apologies. I am loosening knots. Do not tighten them with fear. You have called some of these ties love, loyalty, and help, but in truth, they have been ropes around your peace, and they have siphoned what I meant to strengthen your house. You have felt the enemy's breath through familiar voices. He does not announce himself with horns. He borrows their lips to plant questions. If you really loved me, you would pay this now. If you were a real Christian, you wouldn't hesitate to give. Look how others provide. Why can't you be like them? Don't you trust God? Just say yes. Don't be so cautious. My child, guilt is not my language, and comparison is not my counsel. Beware the urgent tone that shames your boundaries and tries to rush your yes. The enemy is subtle. He does not only tempt you to spend on yourself, he tempts you to spend your peace, to buy silence, to buy approval, to buy a counterfeit harmony that lasts for a minute and costs you for a month. Let me expose the hidden chains. People-pleasing spending. You buy to keep the room calm, to avoid the look, to stop the accusation. But each purchase writes a quiet vow. I am safe only when I pay. Rescuing as identity. You reach into fires I did not send you to because saving them makes you feel worthy for 1 hour, then empty again by nightfall. You have been financing a role I never assigned. Secrecy, hiding packages, hiding statements, hiding gifts because shame and fear have become your managers. Secrecy keeps you from the healing that light would bring. Fear-driven generosity, giving not from obedience but from dread. If I don't give, something bad will happen. If I say no, they will leave me. If I pause to pray, I will miss the moment. These are false altars. Hear me with a gentle but holy firmness. My child, I did not call you to finance your own captivity. Generosity in the path you are learning, what you have called Psalm 112, does not flow from guilt. It flows from steadiness. It is not the trembling gift of someone bargaining with fear. It is the quiet, open hand of one seated in peace. Boundaries are righteousness. To set a boundary is not to harden your heart. It is to honor the order of heaven. First peace, then provision, then purpose. I want to give you language for your mouth because your mouth has been buying your bondage when I designed it to guard your portion. Learn to say, I can say no in peace. Learn to say, I will not be rushed. I will pray and return with an answer. Learn to say, I love you, but I cannot fund that choice. Learn to say, my giving must be led, not leveraged by guilt. These are not walls of selfishness, they are gates of wisdom. I see where you have tried to keep ties intact because you feared being called unkind. You made payments to stop threats. You co-signed to silence criticism. You covered patterns that should have been confronted. You have even spiritualized disobedience, calling revolt against boundaries sacrifice. Child, love tells the truth and refuses to enable chains. Remember, when I separated Abraham from Lot, blessing flowed with clarity only after the ties were rightly ordered. There are relationships that were only meant to write one chapter. When the chapter ends, you do not burn the book, but you do not force the pen to keep scribbling on a finished page. Do not rush to stitch back together ties that I am untying. If you reattach what I cut, do not call it faithfulness. Call it fear, and let me deliver you from it. Here is how the warfare has worked against you. Shame tells you that you owe your peace as payment for your past. Manipulation tells you that your no is cruelty. Comparison tells you you are failing because you are not giving like another. Pressure tells you that delay is disobedience. I am breaking these false judges off your life. I am teaching you to hear me first, to wait one holy breath to ask, is this generosity from peace or a purchase made by fear? If fear is at the register, step back. What is from me can endure a pause beneath my wings. Bring what has been secret into light with me. Where your spending hit a wound, let us name the wound and heal it. Where your giving purchased approval, let us renounce that altar. Where your yes covered another's rebellion, let us release them to me. You are not their savior. Where your finances have been divided by secrecy in your own home, invite me into unity. Confession is not humiliation. It is surgery that stops the leak. I am not shaming you. I am freeing you. Your heart has felt tangled. I am cutting the cords with gentleness and with authority. In the throne room, I am issuing an order to end the tribute you have been paying to fear. No more taxes to dread disguised as duty. No more bribes to buy temporary peace. No more financing the project of image. When you feel the old pull, an urgent text, a panicked call, a deadline designed to make you bow, remember this decree and respond from a seated heart. You may bless without buying control. You may help without harming yourself. You may refuse without hatred. Say it again with me. I can say no in peace. Understand the seriousness, my dear one. Blessing without boundaries becomes a leash the enemy holds with 2 fingers. He will not need to shout. He will tug softly with guilt, and you will come running with your wallet and your soul. Not so with you. I am purifying your circle. I am strengthening your spine. I am teaching your hands to open and to close at my word, not at the hiss of accusation or the applause of an audience. This is warfare, and you conquer not by spending more, but by agreeing with me. Now that you see the chain, you will not panic. You will pray with authority. You will come under my wings. Let your breath return, and then your mouth will speak life that cuts through pressure. I am with you in this untying. Do not fear the sighs, the rolled eyes, the labels others may try to place upon you. My name is already signed over your portion. My peace will guard your decisions, and as you obey me in separation, the leaks will close, the chains will fall, and what I pour will not come with torment. Be still. Stay near. Let me finish the untying and step into the freedom I am giving you now. My beloved child, come under my wings now and let your breath return. Be still. I know your chest has been tight, your jaw clenched, your shoulders lifted as if holding the sky alone. Let us reset together. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, loosen the grip of your hands. Inhale slowly with me. Count the breath as a gift, and exhale the weight you were never asked to carry. Again, breathe in, let peace enter like a gentle river. Breathe out, let the rush of urgency leave like smoke in the wind. I am here. My presence is not a theory, it is a shelter. Nestle beneath the shadow of my wings and rest for a moment in the safety that is already yours. I see the stack of bills on the table, the red dates circled like small thorns pressing into your calendar. I see the debt that sits like a stone in your stomach each time you open your banking app. I see the job instability, the unreturned emails, the shift in hours, the supervisor's sigh that made your heart stumble. I see family pressure, the expectations, the accusations, the "can you just" that comes without knowing your cost. I see the long nights when your mind loops scenarios and your body lies awake as if it must hold the world together. My child, I know you are weary. I have counted every tear, even the ones that never reached your eyes. Come closer still. Your grief is not an interruption. It is a prayer I receive without rushing you. You have tried to be strong without me, to keep a brave face while your soul trembled. But here, in my presence, you do not need a mask. You do not need language polished for display. You may groan, you may exhale what has no words, and I will hear every syllable of your silence. My silence never means my absence. Even when all you feel is numbness, I remain the one holding you together. Let me speak to the shame that has hounded you. You are not a failure. You are not late. You are not disqualified because your bank account has known winter. You are not an orphan abandoned to scramble alone. You are my child, an heir in my house. You are a marvelous work of my hands, not a project for people to fix. People's words have no authority over your worth unless you agree with them. Break agreement now with every verdict that called you irresponsible, behind, unreliable, when I have named you beloved, becoming, kept. I do not merely mend what shame tore. I make new, and I rewrite the meaning of what was broken so it becomes testimony and not a sentence. Peace first, then provision. Hear this as a decree written over your day. Why peace before provision? Because the heart seated in me cannot be bought by panic. Because an established heart silences the false prophets of urgency, refuses to pay bribes to fear, and can hear the whisper of strategy I am sending. Without peace, even a miracle can become a panic purchase. Even opportunity can turn into a trap. With peace, you will notice the small door I open on a Tuesday afternoon. You will feel the holy pause before you sign what would have bound you. You will have the calm to renegotiate terms that once intimidated you, and you will know when to sow and when to store. Peace is not passivity. Peace is authority. Peace makes room for wisdom. Peace stretches your sight past the immediate into the eternal, so you choose the step that serves destiny, not just the step that soothes today. Be still again. Let your breath follow my voice. Put one hand upon your chest and one upon your belly if you wish, and feel your life in my hands. Breathe in, I am with you. Breathe out, I am not afraid. Breathe in, I am not alone. Breathe out, I release control. This is not performance, this is returning. When your nervous system rests in me, your faith can speak without shaking. Your voice has trembled because your body has been ruled by alarms. I am retraining your inner world, so your words can carry weight, not the weight of worry, but the weight of my peace. Let me untangle the stories you have told yourself in the night. If I were wiser, this wouldn't have happened. If I were more spiritual, I would not feel this afraid. If I had more, I would finally be okay. My child, listen with reverence. Success without me is more dangerous than failure with me. The goal is not to feel nothing. The goal is to trust me while you feel everything. The aim is not to outrun fear. It is to refuse to let fear pilot the ship. Peace does not cancel responsibility. Peace reorders it. Peace puts me at the center, and when I am at the center, the storm cannot bargain for your obedience. Now I will tend to the tired places. I touch the knot behind your eyes where headaches have lived. I calm the throb that has followed each hard conversation. I soothe the churning in your stomach that flares each time a notification pings. Receive my quiet. Receive the warmth that begins in your chest and spreads like dawn through your limbs. Receive the ease that releases your shoulders from pretending to be your savior. You are not your own provider. You are my steward, and I am faithful. This is the bridge to the next holy work we will do together. With a steady heart, not a frantic one, your mouth will become the tool that builds a new inner house. We will speak my word, not to manipulate me, but to align you. We will echo the formation I have shown you, what you have called Psalm 112, until your heart stands up, shoulders low, gaze clear. 7 declarations, said not once but in holy rhythm, each time deeper, each time cleaner, each time washing away the residue of panic and engraving truth like carvings on the doorposts of your soul. But before we begin, remember this posture. Do not rush me. Rest under my wings until your breathing is slow and your gaze is soft. You will not be ruled by bad news, not because headlines change, but because your heart has been reseated in me. You will not make impulsive agreements, not because options shrink, but because wisdom has replaced adrenaline as your counselor. You will feel my timing, my not yet, and my now. And you will find that courage and restraint both come easily when peace is your guard. Be still, my beloved child. You are seen, you are held, you are being reauthored from the inside out. When your nervous system rests in me, your faith can speak without shaking. And now, from this quiet, from this steadiness, prepare your mouth. We will walk together through 7 declarations that untie fear and establish peace over your portion. Stay near. Listen for my cadence. I will give you the words, and as you speak them with me, I will anchor your heart for the days to come. My beloved child, we begin now. Round 1, the first carving on your inner doorpost. We break the reflex of dread. Psalm 112 has shown you the picture. One who reveres me, whose heart is steady, who is not shaken by bad reports because trust is set like an anchor. Hear me. Bad news may knock, it will not be handed the keys. Headlines may flare, they will not sit in your chest as a tyrant. Rumors may rise, they will not rename your future. Your heart is not a lobby for fear. It is a sanctuary where I dwell. This is the declaration I put in your mouth. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. We will say it together in holy rhythm. Do not rush. Let peace be the drum that keeps our time. Let your breath be the wind that carries the words into the rooms inside you where alarms have lived. First, whisper it as if you are placing a warm blanket on a shivering thought. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. Let it land softly. Feel the tremor in your ribs begin to ease. Second, say it a little stronger with your shoulders lowered, as one who has found a chair in the middle of a storm. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. Let your body agree. Do not tighten to make it true. Relax to receive it as true. Third, speak it standing in your spirit, even if you are seated, as one who remembers their name. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. Notice the old reflex that reached for your phone, your calendar, your calculator. Watch it lose its grip. Fourth, say it as an eviction notice to dread. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. Renounce the inner vows that said, I must be anxious to be responsible. I must worry to prove I care. Those are false altars. Break agreement now. Fifth, place your hand upon your chest and bless your own heart as a steward of peace. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. You are not scolding your heart, you are shepherding it into safety. Sixth, let your mind hear it. Aim the words at spinning thoughts, at imagined catastrophes that play like flickering films at 3 a.m. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. See those films pause. See the screen go still. Seventh, seal it like a decree from the throne written over your day. My heart is established in you. I will not be ruled by bad news. What I have signed in heaven, let your mouth sign on earth. This is not theatrics. This is agreement with me. Now pause and feel the shift. The noise has not vanished from the world, but it has been turned down inside you. You are not denying reality. You are denying fear the right to govern your reality. You are not pretending trouble never arrives. You are enthroning me above it, so trouble finds you already rooted. The reflex of dread is being retrained. You are moving from sprinting to seated, from flinching to founded. The righteous, the ones who cling to my ways, do not let evil tidings animate their decisions. They let trust set the pace and make fear a poor advisor who is never invited to the table. Listen to me, for I am teaching you a simple obedience that fattens courage. Today, do one calm thing you have avoided. Not 10 things, not a frantic purge born of panic. One calm thing with me. Open the bill you have shoved into a drawer and open it beneath my gaze. Check the account you have not wanted to see, and check it with my hand over yours. Make the phone call you have delayed, not to beg, but to clarify terms with dignity. Sit with me. Breathe, and then begin. No vow of emergency spending, no bargain made with terror, just one brave act done in the presence of peace. As you do, I will be with you. I will quiet the spike of adrenaline. I will give you one next step, not 1,000. I will show you what can be arranged, what must be delayed, what should be declined, what deserves a second look. Wisdom will stand where worry once barked. Do not doom scroll disasters to keep your fear alive. Starve the news that feeds panic and feed on my word that steadies. Do not rehearse worst-case speeches in your head. Rehearse this declaration until it wears a groove in your inner world and your feet naturally find it when the wind rises. Do not make vows of hustle to compensate for the years you felt behind. Make room for strategy that comes in a whisper when your soul is quiet. My silence never means my absence, and my peace never means passivity. Peace is the platform from which you act without trembling. Understand what I am guarding. If you let bad news rule, you will sign contracts to calm a feeling. You will answer emails to prove worth. You will say yes because you are terrified of a no. But if your heart is established, you will notice the clause that binds you, the tone that manipulates you, the timing that is wrong for you. You will have the spine to ask for clarity, the rest to sleep before you decide, the courage to walk away from a glittering trap. An established heart becomes a gate of discernment. Panic cannot counterfeit it. I am pleased with your agreement. Even now, I place a gentle weight of quiet over your chest, a warm certainty that you are not at the mercy of headlines, opinions, or numbers that flicker on a screen. You are under my wings. You are inside my boundary lines. In the courts of heaven, I have written over you. Peace will be your guard, not terror. Trust will be your compass, not dread. Now that fear is dethroned, we advance. We will not only refuse bad news, the right to rule, we will also enthrone righteousness within your house. The next word I place on your tongue will shape your decisions and your income with clean hands and a steady conscience. Breathe once more. Feel the chair beneath you, my presence around you. We move forward together. My beloved child, now we carve the second truth upon your inner doorposts. Round 2. Hear me. Integrity will guard your income and your decisions. My provision comes with clean hands and a steady conscience. I do not lead you to increase that must be hidden. I do not give you open doors that require a shadow to pass through. I am your father. I am not a broker of shortcuts. I am faithful, and I form you to be faithful, because what I entrust to you must not leak through secret cracks. You have called this path Psalm 112, the upright, steady, gracious way, the path of a heart that conducts affairs with justice and refuses to twist truth, even when pressure presses. Understand the seriousness. Blessing is not only a reward, it is also a test hidden beneath the light. Solomon did not fall in hunger, he fell in abundance. The enemy is subtle. He knows that a little shade over a ledger, a small silence in a report, a harmless white lie to win, a moment will grow into a snare that steals joy and makes your pillow hard. I am not condemning you. I am protecting you. I am warning you because I love you. What I give to you must not come with torment. Let me speak to the places where temptation has whispered. Round up the hours. No one will check. Split this purchase in a way that hides it. Promise delivery you know you cannot meet and solve it later. Use their password. It's not a big deal. Say it was delayed in the mail. Buy time with a story. My child, shortcuts are expensive. Compromise buys you 5 minutes and then bills you for 5 months. Dishonesty invites a fear that never sleeps because it must guard a secret every day. This is not about legalism, it is about your rest. Integrity is a blanket over your mind at night. Integrity is oil on the hinges of your future. Doors open without a grind when truth is your companion. I will teach you to love a straight path. When you correct a mistake instead of exploiting it, you make room for me to defend you. When you return what is not yours, you sign your name under my favor. When you keep your word even when it costs, you align yourself with the throne where I keep mine. I have signed my name over your portion in the courts of heaven. I will not ask you to sign your name under deceit on earth. What I ordain for you cannot be stolen by those who walk crookedly. Do not attempt to keep up with their pace by bending the line. They sprint toward a cliff. You are learning to walk with me. Place this declaration in your mouth and let it become a guard at your gates. We will say it 7 times, each time deeper, each time cleaner, until your conscience relaxes into my peace. First, whisper it like a lamp lit in a dim room. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. Let your breath be steady. Feel how the words settle like a small stone of truth in your hands. Second, speak it with a calm spine, not defensively, but as one who has nothing to hide. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. Hear the subtext. My provision comes with clean hands and a steady conscience. Third, say it to your eyes, the ones that read contracts, scroll emails, see numbers and names. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. My eyes will not look for loopholes, they will look for what is right. Fourth, speak it to your hours, the time you record, the tasks you promise, the deadlines you accept. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. I will not sell peace to buy speed. Fifth, declare it over your tongue, so your yes is clean and your no is firm. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. I will not dress a lie as kindness or call flattery wisdom. Sixth, say it to your hands, the ones that sign, swipe, and send. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. These hands will not hide. They will carry blessing without tremble. Seventh, seal it before my throne as a decree written over your work. Integrity will guard my income and my decisions. What you give me, Father, I will steward in light. My provision comes with clean hands and a steady conscience. Now breathe, my child. Feel how rest expands when there is nothing to cover. Where fear once rattled like a chain, peace has begun to hum like a low and holy song. This is not merely about avoiding disaster. This is about welcoming me into your work so that wisdom sits at your desk and goodness follows your calls. When integrity stands watch at your doors, the enemy cannot accuse, and if he tries, his accusations fall to the floor without a case. Hear my gentle instruction for today. Ask me for one integrity step and do it before the sun sleeps. I will show you. Perhaps you will return a small overpayment you noticed and told yourself was no big deal. Perhaps you will email to correct an invoice you padded when panic whispered, "You need this." Perhaps you will cancel a plan that promised fast gain but required you to fog the glass. Perhaps you will bring into the light a hidden, fear-driven purchase you hid from your spouse and say, "I am done hiding. Let us address this together." Perhaps you will walk back a promise you made to impress, replacing it with an honest timeline and a humble apology. Do not despise the smallness of this step. In heaven, it is not small. It cuts a thread the enemy hoped would grow into a rope. Do not be afraid that truth will cost you beyond recovery. What you think you might lose by being honest, I am able to return with interest and without torment. Remember, success without me is more dangerous than failure with me. I am not trying to reduce you. I am safeguarding you. When you throw away a fraudulent seed, you make space in your field for a harvest that will not turn to ash in your hands. I know you have seen others prosper by bending the rules. Do not envy them. That glitter can become a chain. Their abundance without me is a storm with blue skies. Yours will be different. I am building a house where light fills every room, where laughter does not lower its voice, where your children do not have to learn your secrets because there are none to hide. I am giving you a name that does not tremble when asked hard questions. I am placing you on a path that may seem slower for a season, but it is steady and it is sure. Come close. I place my hand upon your head and speak peace to your conscience. I wash off the grime of compromises you regret. I do not shame you, I free you. You will not circle those moments with self-hatred. You will mark them as altars where you return to me. From this place of clean agreement, we call forth provision with peace, not frantic gain, not money that hums with anxiety, but resource that arrives inside the shelter of my wings. You will make decisions without shaking. You will sign your name without a knot in your stomach. You will sleep and wake without hiding. Stay with me in this cadence. Integrity will guard your income and your decisions. My provision comes with clean hands and a steady conscience. We have spoken it. Now we will live it. One step today, another tomorrow, until your whole life sounds like truth and your blessing carries no sorrow with it. My beloved child, we move to round 3. I am looking at the fog that has hung over your choices, the stack of bills that seem louder than your prayers, the 2 job postings that pull your eyes in opposite directions, the shifting schedule that keeps you guessing, the question that wakes you at night. Where will the next amount come from, and when? Hear me. I am not afraid of your unknowns. Darkness does not confuse me. The upright, those who choose the path of truth and reverence, find that light rises in the very place that felt like night. This is not poetry to comfort you without power. This is a pattern in my kingdom. When you stand in integrity and seat your heart in peace, I cause guidance to appear at your feet, enough for the next faithful step. You think you need the whole map to feel safe, but I am your Father. I hand you daily bread and daily instruction. I am not cruel, I am careful. I do not bury you beneath a year of directions. I give you a lamp for your feet so that you learn to walk with me. A floodlight can blind as easily as it can reveal. A lamp keeps your heart humble and your ears close to my chest. I am protecting you from the pride that thinks it can run ahead without me. And I am rescuing you from the panic that demands guarantees I will not write. I will show you the next stone to step on. When your foot rests there, I will light the stone beyond it. This cadence will deliver you from frenzy and make you skillful in my timing. Let me name the confusion so you know I am with you in it. You do not know which debt to address first, which interview to accept, whether to launch that small service, whether to say yes to a freelance offer that seems good but carries a check in your spirit. You wonder if you should ask for help or stay silent, if you should rest or press, if you should open that email now or after you sleep. My child, ask me for one next step within the next 24 hours and expect to receive it. I will not always speak by thunder. I will often lead by a quiet knowing that settles when you look at one option and lifts when you look at another. I will lead through wise counsel. Someone seasoned will confirm the caution or the go-ahead. I will lead through numbers that tell the truth. When you finally lay them out where you can see them, I will lead through a door that closes that you beg to keep open, and that will be a mercy, not a loss. My silence at times will be instruction too. It will mean, hold your position for a day. Let the silt settle so the water clears. Now, place this declaration in your mouth and let it become light on your path. We will speak it 7 times, each time deeper, each time cleaner, until your inner world learns the rhythm of guidance. First, whisper it like dawn creeping over the horizon. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. Let it soften the shoulders that have tried to carry a year in one night. Second, say it to your mind that spins scenarios. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. Watch the frantic branching calm into a single path, lit enough for today. Third, speak it over your calendar and bills. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. You will show me what to pay now, what to pause, what to renegotiate with dignity. Fourth, declare it over your work decisions. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. You will highlight the right door and dim the glitter over the counterfeit. Fifth, say it to your relationships and counsel. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. You will send a voice of wisdom, and I will recognize it without pride or fear. Sixth, speak it to your timing and pace. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. I refuse the tyranny of urgency. I move with your peace as my green light. Seventh, seal it before my throne as a decree written over your journey. Light rises in my darkness. You will guide my next faithful step. Under your wings I receive daily bread and daily instruction. Breathe and feel how the heaviness shifts. You do not need the 10,000th step to obey me today. You need the next faithful one, and that I am giving you. In the courts of heaven I have already signed my name over your portion and your path. The fog cannot erase what I have written. You will see how guidance comes, not always as a sentence in your ear, but as alignment that brings you peace when you posture your heart in truth. Now, make room for me to lead you practically. Within the next 24 hours, do one peace-led action with me. Choose one. Submit the application you have delayed and release the fear of rejection into my hands. Call the creditor and ask to set a payment plan, not as a beggar but as a person of dignity. Sit down for 30 minutes and face the numbers. Categorize honestly and write the first small plan. Schedule a meeting with wise counsel, a seasoned believer whose life bears the fruit of prudence. Cancel a subscription that steals quietly from your margin. Set aside a portion to honor what is right to set aside as an act of trust. Send the clarifying email with simple truth instead of buying time with a story. Or, if I nudge you, close the laptop and sleep, because sometimes obedience is rest that breaks the cycle of frantic, unwise choices. If I highlight forgiveness, obey quickly. Release the resentment against an employer or client. Bitterness fogs guidance like steam on glass. Wipe the window clean. Move only at the pace of peace. If peace rests, take the step. If peace lifts, pause, even if the opportunity glitters. Do not be mocked by comparison. Another's timeline is not your map. You are not late. You are being led. When you take the step I show you, you create a landing for the next instruction. This is how I keep you from quitting in the last minutes before breakthrough. By teaching you to live by daily bread, daily light, daily yes. I am with you in the seeming smallness. A single call made in calm can shift months of dread. A 30-minute budget in honesty can silence the monster you imagined. A heartfelt apology can reopen favor you thought was gone forever. Do not despise the day of tiny lamps. Everything great in my kingdom is conceived in stillness and grown by faithful, peaceful steps. Remember this, my beloved child. Guidance is not enough by itself. I also strengthen you to endure the process without collapsing, because the path I light for you requires stamina as much as it requires sight. Breathe once more under my wings. Light is rising in your darkness, and with the next step, I will also give you the strength to take it and keep walking. We will walk this out together. My beloved child, round 4. I am looking at the tiredness in your bones, the long ache of prayers that seem to echo, the quiet resignation that has tried to settle on your shoulders like a heavy cloak. You have said, I am doing what I can, but I feel numb. Hear me, I am not frightened by your numbness, and I am not offended by your weariness. I am here to strengthen you to endure, because your waiting is not wasted. Waiting in me is not delay for delay's sake. It is preparation. I am forming a vessel in you that can carry increase without cracking, a heart established enough to host blessing without being swallowed by it. Remember what I have taught you. Many abandon their post in the last 5 minutes before the blessing is released. The enemy aims his loudest discouragement not at the beginning but at the edge of dawn. He borrows ordinary disappointment and stretches it into a verdict. He whispers, "It is always going to be like this," right when the decree over your portion has already been signed in heaven. My child, do not give him your last 5 minutes. When you feel nothing, you can still be faithful. When you hear nothing, you can still be obedient. When you see nothing, you can still be steadfast. My silence never means my absence. My quiet often means my hands are working in places you cannot see. Your emotions are not the engine of your faith. They are passengers that will calm as you keep the wheel steady. I am examining whether you will remain with me when you no longer feel the wind at your back. Not to condemn you, but to anchor you, because success without me is more dangerous than failure with me. I am placing steel within your softness, resolve within your tenderness, patience within your passion. Endurance is not a punishment, it is protection. It keeps you from grabbing at glittering traps. It trains your reflex to rest with me before you say yes. It makes your blessing safe in your hands. Place the 4th declaration in your mouth now. We will speak it 7 times, and with each time I will pour strength into your frame. Do not rush. Let your breathing slow, let your jaw unclench, let your shoulders drop. This is holy work. First, whisper it like a candle lit in a quiet room. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. Let it wrap around the places that feel thin. Second, say it with a steady voice, unhurried as one who chooses to remain. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. Feel the agreement rise from your belly, not your fear. Third, speak it to your nights, the long hours when thoughts loop and hope seems far. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. Even in the midnight, I will remain at my post. Fourth, say it to your numbness, not to shame it, but to bless it into healing. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. I will pray when I feel nothing, because you are worthy even when my feelings sleep. Fifth, declare it over your timeline and the threats of comparison. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. Another's speed is not my standard. Your pace is my safety. Sixth, speak it to the last 5 minutes, the threshold where most turn back. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. I will not leave my place. The blessing will find me here. Seventh, seal it before my throne as a decree, written over your season. I am strengthened to endure. My waiting will not break me. Under your wings, I am made steady. I carry increase without cracking. Now return to the secret place for a brief moment with me. Close the door inside your heart. Be small and honest before your Father. Let your prayer be simple. Do not dress it in many words. Whisper, "Help me trust you when I feel nothing. Teach me to stay when the wind is still. Hold me steady when I cannot hold myself." I receive this prayer. I bend close. I place my hand upon the back of your neck where tension has lived, and I release a quiet strength that is not built on adrenaline. This is not the spike you have chased. This is the steady current that carries you without burning you out. Understand what endurance does for you. It forms a spine in your spirit so that panic cannot bend you into agreements you will regret. It allows wisdom to finish her sentence before urgency interrupts. It keeps you from stitching back together ties I have been untying for your protection. It teaches your hands to labor with peace, not with frenzy, so that when provision arrives, you do not tear it apart by working like a slave to prove you deserve what I gave as a father. Endurance separates you from the false belief that feeling powerful is the same as being faithful. My child, I am forming the kind of strength in you that does not shout, but stands. It is the strength that carried Joseph through long years, the steadiness that kept David singing when no one saw him, the quiet resolve that made room for a sudden door to open when the hour was right. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. The seed buried in the soil looks like it is doing nothing, yet it is breaking open to become what it was ordained to be. You are not stuck, you are germinating under my hand. You do not have to invent momentum to be precious to me. You do not have to manufacture results to justify your place in my house. Your yes today is enough. Your faithful posture is precious in my sight. I am not rushing you, I am readying you. I am not ignoring you, I am incubating you under the shadow of my wings. Let me give you a practical obedience for endurance. Choose one small rhythm that says, I remain. It can be this: 5 minutes of quiet with me before your first screen. One honest line in your journal each day where you write, I am still here with you, help me stay. One simple act of order: wash the dish, fold the shirt, file the paper, as a sign that chaos will not rule your space. One prayer at the same time each night where you place your work and your needs into my hands. These are not trivial. They are posts in the ground that tell the wind, this tent is staked. I honor such stakes. And here my warning wrapped in love. Do not bargain with exhaustion by making frantic vows. I will do everything tomorrow. I will fix it all by Friday. That is not endurance. That is panic wearing a mask. Endurance is measured not by promises, but by presence. Stay with me. Move at the pace of peace. Refuse to call numbness your identity. It is a weather pattern, not your name. Your name is beloved. Your title is heir. Your posture is steady. I have signed my name over your portion in the courts of heaven, and I have also written a timeline that protects you. I will not let early exposure spoil what I am maturing. I will not let late fear deny what I am delivering. As you endure, I am aligning people, opportunities, and timings you do not yet see. The pressure you feel is not the collapse of your future. It is the stretching of your capacity. Now, my child, we turn toward the chain itself. You have learned to breathe under pressure, to choose integrity, to receive light for the next step, and to stand when the wind is still. From this steady ground, we address what has wrapped itself around your house. Debt, lack, oppressive cycles that have tried to preach a false destiny to your mind. Stand with me. The authority I place in your mouth will not be shaken by panic. Your heart is established. Your endurance is set. We are ready to speak to the chains and command them to break. My beloved child, round 5. Stand with me now in the quiet strength I have given you. We are not shouting at the darkness. We are issuing a decree in light. Hear me. I am not only increasing you, I am freeing you from the spiritual pressure attached to money. The chain is not only in numbers, it is in the fear beneath them, in the night whispers that accuse, in the learned reflexes that spend to soothe pain, in the generational patterns that taught you scarcity as your native language, in the oppressive cycles that punish you for breathing. I am here to sever what pretends to be normal. I am here to unmask what has wrapped itself around your house. Oppression is a thief with many costumes: panic, shame, the ache to prove your worth by giving beyond wisdom, the compulsion to buy relief, the dread that makes your hands tremble at the mailbox, the lie that says you will always be behind. My child, I am cutting through these cords. Feel my authority near you. In the courts of heaven, I have signed my name over your portion, and I am issuing an order to cut off the agreements that give the oppressor access. Some of these chains came through open defiance. Many came through despair and confusion. Some were inherited like a story your family kept telling until it sounded true. You are not condemned, you are being delivered. But hear my warning wrapped in love. Do not rush into agreements you did not pray over. Desperation is a loud counselor. Panic will sell you quick comfort with a long tail. Predatory loans dressed as help. Subscriptions that nibble away your margin. Partnerships that flatter you into bondage. Purchases you hid because fear drove the click. I am not scolding, I am rescuing. Calm your breath. Bring each agreement into my sight. I will teach you to unwind them without tearing your soul. Right now, identify one chain. Keep it private, but do not keep it vague. Name it before me in your heart. The card you swipe when dread rises. The payday loan you took to silence embarrassment. The debtor you avoid with lies. The self-punishing voice that calls you irresponsible as a verdict. The generational oath that says, we always struggle. The relationship that drains your money and mocks your boundaries. The secret purchases you make to feel momentarily alive. The habit of co-signing your peace to anyone who asks. Name it, I see it. I am not horrified. I am holy, and I am freeing you. We will now speak the fifth declaration together. These are not magic words. They are truth aligned with my will, carried by a heart already learning peace. Let each round be a clean stroke of the blade. Breathe between each one. Let the weight fall. First, whisper this into the foundations of your house. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. Feel the ground agree. Second, say it to your mind where torment has looped. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. The sermon of shame is silenced. My thoughts are not a courtroom for the accuser. Third, speak it to your hands and habits. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. My hands will not tremble to spend in fear. They will not hide receipts in the dark. They will not sign away tomorrow to quiet today. Fourth, declare it over contracts, debts, and obligations. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. I will pay what is right with dignity. I will renegotiate with courage. I will close what is predatory. I will not enter snares dressed as favors. Fifth, say it to your bloodline and the stories you were taught. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. The pattern that said, we always lack, ends with me. My children will learn peace, not panic. Sixth, speak it into the night where fear has hunted your sleep. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. Night terrors, dread at the mailbox, tightness at the sound of due dates. You may not live here anymore. Seventh, seal it before my throne as a decree written over your dwelling. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves my house. Under your wings, Father, my home is a place of light. No chain may remain, no oppressor may nest. Remain still for a moment. Let the echo of these words wash the walls of your inner room. Some chains fall in a day, some unwind as you walk with me, thread by thread, because if I tore them suddenly, the rip would wound what I am healing. Either way, freedom is moving through your house. Do not measure it only by numbers. Measure it by breath. Where there was constant pressure, your breath will return. Where there was a compulsion to hide, you will feel the grace to confess and be covered. Where there was an urgency that made you sign too fast, you will notice a holy slowness that saves you. Now, hear my sober guidance. Desperation is a loud counselor. Do not give it a vote. Before you sign, pause. Before you click, breathe. Take every proposal, every limited time urgency, every plea that manipulates your compassion or your pride, and lay it before me. Ask, is this peace or pressure? If peace rests, proceed. If pressure pushes, wait. This is not fear. This is wisdom. Return to the specific chain you named. Ask me for one obedience today to break its hold. I will show you. Perhaps you will call and close the account that keeps sneaking fees from your margins. Perhaps you will freeze a card to make panic learn a new pathway. Perhaps you will email not to hide, but to bring truth into the open and establish a plan. Perhaps you will set a boundary with the one who borrows and never returns, and you will bless them without enabling them. Love does not mean funding dysfunction. Perhaps you will bring the hidden purchase into the light with your spouse or trusted counsel and say, "This ends today." Perhaps you will cancel the subscription that feeds loneliness with cheap company at a monthly cost. Do not despise the smallness of this obedience. In heaven, it is a key, and keys open doors others cannot pick. My child, I am purifying the circle around you. There are people who are only permitted to write one chapter in your story. When I allow them to exit, do not chase. Do not stitch back together what I am untying. Some chains are maintained by conversations that rehearse defeat, by environments that normalize chaos, by advisors who mock prudence. I am not shaming you for loving. I am teaching you to guard the well I am filling. None of these can cross the boundary I have drawn when you stand with me. Feel my hand upon your chest. I quiet the thunder there. I cancel the verdict of always behind. I rename you provided for, taught by peace, steward without fear. I am cutting the fine threads the enemy hoped you would never notice. Those subtle agreements that seemed harmless, but tugged you toward snare after snare. Where you have paid interest to shame, I restore honor. Where you have tithed to panic with late fees and impulse buys, I reroute those streams into wisdom and rest. Remember this pivot. Freedom is not merely escaping lack. It is becoming generous without fear. I am not breaking chains so you can hoard in terror of tomorrow. I am freeing your hands so they can open with wisdom, so that when I nudge you to bless, your heart is not shaking. We will go there next. For now, remain in this stillness. The decree has been issued. Every financial chain breaks. Oppression leaves your house. Stay with me and watch how peace becomes your new economy. My beloved child, round 6. Take my hand and feel how steady I am. I bring you now into the rhythm of generosity governed by wisdom. You have stood against fear. You have learned to breathe, to walk in light for the next step, to endure without breaking, to speak to chains and watch them loosen. From this steady ground, I form in you a way of giving that does not shake, a way of stewarding that does not sting with guilt, a way of living that mirrors Psalm 112. Gracious, compassionate, free to lend, conducting affairs with justice, not ruled by panic, not seduced by show. Hear me clearly. Generosity is not self-destruction, and saving is not unbelief. The enemy lies on both sides of the road. He pushes you to give beyond wisdom to earn approval, and he shames you when you set aside for the future, as if you doubt my care. I am your father. I teach you both open hands and wise storehouses. Joseph did not prove faith by emptying the granaries during years of plenty. He proved faith by obeying me in both gathering and giving, so that in the time of need, many were sustained. Do not let guilt masquerade as compassion, and do not let fear dress up as prudence. I will show you what to release and what to reserve. Peace is your governor. Let us confront the motives beneath hurried generosity. Some of you give to escape the discomfort of saying no, to secure affection, to silence an inner accuser, to avoid the hard boundary that would change a relationship. That is not love. That is bondage wearing a saintly mask. Others of you do not give at all because your hands tremble. You have been trained by lack to clutch, by shame to hide, by scarcity to measure yourself only by what you can hoard. Neither posture is the path of Psalm 112. My child, I am giving you a heart that can be both gentle and judicious, open and ordered, compassionate and clear. Place the sixth declaration in your mouth now. We will speak it 7 times. Let every repetition settle deeper until your hands are governed by peace, not by panic or pride. First, whisper it to your own heart, like oil poured on a bruised place. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. Feel shame loosen. Let peace take the seat of governance within you. Second, say it to your motives where old reflexes try to steer. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. I will not give to buy approval, to erase guilt, or to quiet fear. I give as obedience to your voice. Third, speak it over your planning and saving. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. I set aside with integrity. I am not hoarding in dread. I am stewarding in trust. Fourth, declare it into your transactions and pricing, into the way you conduct your affairs. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. I deal justly, pay promptly, honor my word. I refuse corners cut by deceit. Fifth, say it over relationships and boundaries. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. I bless without enabling. I love without funding dysfunction. I can say no without fear. Sixth, speak it to moments of prompting when I nudge you to give. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. When peace rests, I release. When peace lifts, I pause. I am led, not pushed. Seventh, seal it before my throne as your way of life. I become generous with wisdom. My hands will not tremble. Under your wings, Father, I am free to open and free to hold, because your peace governs me. Remain in this quiet. Feel how steadiness replaces the old tremor. When I say, bless, you will not scramble to justify it. And when I say, wait, you will not collapse under accusation. This is maturity, learning me as your cadence, not the eyes of people as your ruler. Now I give you 2 obediences that move together like the breath in and the breath out. First, choose one measured blessing. Ask me now, who and how. I may highlight a person who has silently carried a weight, a single mother who needs a grocery card, a coworker whose transport quietly failed, a neighbor whose pantry is thin, a student who lacks one textbook, a faithful servant in your community who labors unseen. Do it simply, do it discreetly, do it in proportion to where you are, not to impress, not to post, not to perform. Write a note that says, you are seen, and let it be enough. Second, set one boundary to stop a leak. Ask me, where is the drip? I may show you a monthly charge you stop noticing, a conversation that always produces pressured giving, a habit of covering for someone who refuses responsibility, a lopsided partnership that drains, a price you must raise to reflect honest labor, an invoice you must send without apology. This too is generosity, to yourself, to your household, to the future I am building through you. Love does not mean perpetual yes. Justice, as I define it, includes right measures and clear lines. Understand this tension I am teaching you to hold. I want you soft-hearted and strong-spined, soft enough to be moved by compassion, strong enough to resist manipulation, soft enough to give joyfully, strong enough to save consistently, soft enough to forgive debts you are free to forgive, strong enough to require what is right when enabling would injure both of you. This is the Psalm 112 portrait, open hands paired with ordered steps. And here my warning shaped as care. Beware of religious pressure dressed as urgency, voices that quote piety to pry open what I have told you to guard. Beware of your own impulse to fix everything today, by scattering beyond my whisper. Beware also of the shrinking instinct that calls every outflow dangerous. Ask one question before you release or refrain. Does peace sit with this? If peace sits, it will stabilize the gift and the boundary alike. If peace lifts, wait without fear of missing out. What I have ordained for you cannot be stolen by patience. I am establishing a new normal inside you. The tremor leaves your fingers when the bill arrives. The frantic giving to quiet shame gives way to aligned generosity. The secret saving rooted in dread becomes faithful etting aside as worship. This steadiness will touch your household. Children will learn from the way you bless and the way you budget. Spouses will feel the storm inside the home subside. Work will carry a fragrance of fairness. Even your ledger will look like a testimony, numbers telling a story of peace-led choices. Take one small step in each direction within the next 2 days. One measured blessing, one clear boundary. Write them down, pray over them, then act without drama. You are not proving anything, you are agreeing with me. My beloved child, feel how far you have come in this journey, from the tightness in your chest and the constant flinch, to this settled place where peace instructs your hands. The chains have been broken, the rush has been quieted. The lamp is lit at your feet. Endurance has entered your bones. Wisdom now governs your generosity, and now we come to the final declaration. The sealing of everything we have built together. Peace as the guard over your portion, provision arriving without panic. Stay close. I am about to place my seal upon you. My beloved child, round 7. Come nearer still. Lay your head against my heart and hear the cadence that now rules your life. This is the seal, the quiet authority I have been forming within you from the very first word. Peace comes first, then provision follows its pathway. My peace is not the absence of responsibility. It is my presence governing your responses. It is the sentry at the border of your soul, the guard posted at the gates of your house, the steadying hand on your shoulder when numbers and needs try to trespass with fear. I am not sending help wrapped in torment. I am not delivering gifts that unravel you. My beloved child, I am sealing you so that what I give does not enter your life through panic and does not exit your life through leaks. Hear the decree. In the throne room, I have signed my name over your portion. I have declared a boundary around what concerns you. Work, household, daily bread. The future you cannot see yet. I have ordered peace to stand watch, so that sudden emails, shifting markets, whispered rumors, and the loud traffic of deadlines do not become your master. I am not raising a servant of fear. I am growing a steward of peace. You asked me for provision. I am also giving you sleep. You asked me for increase. I am also giving you clarity. You asked me for opportunities. I am also giving you order and a quiet mind. Receive this. These are riches too, and they are the kind that multiply what is placed in your hands, rather than consuming it. Do not despise the way I package blessing. When I give you the grace to close your eyes and rest through the night, do not call it nothing. It is dividend. When I give you a plan that removes confusion from your desk, do not call it small. It is strategy from heaven. When I quiet the storm that used to live in your chest at the sound of a due date, do not shrug. That calm is capital. Many pray for money and miss the wealth I send in wisdom and order. But you, my child, will see it. You will treasure peace as the treasury of your house. And from that treasury, money comes and money goes under guard, not under panic. Stay with me through this final repetition. Do not drift or multitask with your mind while your mouth speaks. This is a turning point, the moment fear loses its voice in your decisions and faith takes its proper seat. I am marking you now. I am teaching your soul a new reflex. When pressure knocks, peace answers first. We will speak the 7th declaration now, 7 times. With each round, I press the seal deeper, like a signet into warm wax, imprinting my peace over your portion. First, whisper it to your own heart, gently but with decision. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. Let your heart feel the weight of that word, guards. You are not unprotected. Second, speak it into your nights, to your bed and your breath. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. Sleep, return to me. Worry, you are dismissed. My mind will not be a marketplace for fear. Third, declare it over your calendar, inbox, and tasks, over the timing that used to taunt you. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. I do not rush at the voice of pressure. I move at the pace of peace. Fourth, say it to your accounts and obligations, to contracts, invoices, and negotiations. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. I will handle money with clarity and honor, and I will not be baited into snares by urgency or flattery. Fifth, speak it over your household, over those under your roof and in your care. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. My home is not a factory of fear. It is a sanctuary of wise provision. Children and spouses will learn this cadence. Sixth, say it to the unexpected. Repairs, changes, surprises that would have once unseated you. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. I will not rehearse disaster. I will watch for your help and respond with order. Seventh, seal it before my throne as the banner over this new era. Peace guards my portion. Provision arrives without panic. Father, set your signet upon me. Let no gift you send carry the taste of torment. Let every increase be kept by your quiet. Remain here with me. Do not hurry away from this room you and I have entered. Something has shifted as surely as a lock turns and a door opens. The chain of dread that used to blink awake with you before dawn has lost jurisdiction. The reflex to sprint at every problem has been replaced with the wisdom to pause, inquire, and then act. I am not scolding you for the years you learned to survive. I am teaching you to reign, in humility, in order, in rest. The inheritance you carry now is not only numbers on paper, it is the governance of peace over your inner life, and that governance preserves what I give. Remember my sober love for you. Blessing without me is more dangerous than struggle with me. So I have formed this guard in you. I have posted angels at the border of your portion. I have trained your tongue to refuse the language of crisis as identity. You will solve problems, yes, but you will not live as a problem to be solved. You will take steps, negotiate, plan, correct, yet all of it under a canopy of rest, not under the lash of fear. This is what it means when I say, my yoke is easy and my burden light. You still carry responsibilities, but the pressure that breaks men no longer owns you. Hear one more reframe and let it settle deep. The testimony is not, I finally got money, though I will provide. The testimony is, I finally received peace, and peace showed me how to walk with what God entrusted. That is why I have brought you to this exact moment, to this message right now. You are at a threshold where fear yields and faith stands, where old storms lose their weather, where you step from striving into stewardship. Do not step back. Do not say, I felt something, but it will fade. I am not a feeling. I am your Father. What I have sealed, I keep. Now take a slow breath and gather the concrete pieces of your life in your heart. Picture your household as a small city under my wings. Picture your income streams as rivers whose banks are reinforced by my counsel. Picture your debts as accounts that will be addressed with dignity and strategy, not with humiliation or hiding. Picture your decisions, daily, weekly, long-term, as paths I will illuminate one step at a time. My child, you do not walk these paths alone. My peace goes before you. beside you and behind you. Provision will arrive to meet obedience, and it will arrive without panic. We will move now to place your household, your income, your debts, and your decisions under my covering in prayer. But even before a word is spoken aloud, receive this internal posture: shoulders lowered, jaw unclenched, mind clear enough to hear, heart established enough to wait. When we pray, we will not beg as orphans. We will stand as heirs, presenting what concerns you to the one who has already signed the decree in heaven. Be still, stay near. We are about to wrap your life in quiet strength. My beloved child, be still beneath my wings. I am here, I am close, I am not delaying, I am covering. I take you now into the quiet of my presence, and I draw a circle of peace around your life. Breathe. I place my hand upon your head, and I speak as your father. I cover your household, your work, and your mind with my quiet strength. I stand between you and the storm. I surround your portion with my name. Before we ask for anything, we come clean. Bring me the weight of worry you have carried like a duty. Lay it down. I receive it. I will not shame you for trying to control what only I can keep. My child, agree with me in your heart. I repent for making worry my counselor. I repent for rehearsing disaster and calling it preparation. I repent for speaking fear as if it were insight. I choose your peace as my first inheritance. Now let your mouth align. I renounce every agreement I made with fear, spoken, unspoken, learned, and inherited. I break agreement with panic, with shame that demands I hide, with the lie that says I am always behind, with the vow that says I will never have enough. I cut those cords in my authority, and I wrap you in truth. You are mine. You are provided for. You are being led. I pour fresh wisdom into your inner room, wisdom that is patient and alert, brave and precise. I put discernment upon your eyes and a steady hand upon your signature. I set a hedge around the gates of your life, your eyes that read terms, your ears that hear offers, your mouth that commits, your fingers that click. Under my covering, there will be no predatory contract that slips past your notice, no impulsive agreement sealed in adrenaline, no subscription that nibbles at your margin unnoticed, no limited time snare that manipulates you into haste. I give you a holy pause. I give you the courage to ask questions. I give you the boldness to say, I will review and return without apology. I teach you to test every path by peace. Pressure will not impersonate my voice. I speak to the cycle of shame that used to spiral when money felt tight. I silence it now. No more lying to avoid calls, no more hiding receipts in the dark, no more self-accusation that stings you into despair. I wash that place with gentle strength. When a bill arrives, you will breathe and ask for strategy. When a due date nears, you will order your steps, not collapse under dread. When temptation to soothe pain by spending rises, you will feel my hand, steady, kind, enough. I open doors in your work that no one can shut, and I close doors that would drain your peace. I call forth righteous opportunities, projects aligned with your gifts, clients and managers who value integrity, colleagues who deal fairly, ideas that bear steady fruit. I bless the work of your hands with skill and clarity. I sharpen your excellence, increase your focus, and place favor upon your name where I have assigned you. I command overdue payments to be released with dignity. I expose and untangle delays designed to frustrate you. Where you have underpriced through fear, I give you the wisdom and language to set just measures. Where you have labored unseen, I bring recognition in due time, not to inflate pride, but to establish proper order. I speak practical miracles over your life, not as fantasy, but as the daily evidence of a Father who sees. Let there be new streams of work that fit your season. Let there be callbacks, interviews, agreements written with clarity, side ventures that do not fracture your home. Let there be favor with landlords and service providers for fair resolutions. Let there be refunds and adjustments where you have been overcharged. Let there be creative strategies for debt, consolidation done in truth, renegotiations with courage, plans that honor commitments without crushing your breath. Let there be supernatural provision where your calculations cannot find a path. I am not limited to your spreadsheets, and let every miracle be matched with disciplined stewardship. Calendars ordered, budgets simplified, envelopes named, rhythms kept. Not anxiety, but order. Not hoarding, but holy planning. Not paralysis, but faithful steps. I stretch my wings over your home. I cover doorways and rooms, the table where you eat and the bed where you rest. I command peace to dwell where panic once lived. I refuse entry to oppression and despair. They may not nest here. Let laughter be restored without guilt. Let conversations about money be honest and unarmed. Where there has been tension between spouses over finances, I pour oil on the gears. I align you toward the same horizon, give you one language, one plan, and the humility to adjust. Where children have absorbed fear, I replace it with lessons of trust and stewardship. They will see you breathe and learn the cadence of peace. I protect appliances and vehicles from cascading failure. I guide you to timely maintenance, trustworthy help, and fair pricing. I post angels at your threshold. Nothing assigned to torment may cross this line. I place a guard upon your mind. I command quiet when you lie down. I give you sleep as a gift. Where thoughts once testified against you, I turn them into intercession and clarity. I give you the gentle discipline to return again and again to my presence when images of lack try to seize the stage. When pressure knocks, you will not perform, you will inquire. When rumors of downturn swirl, you will not echo panic. You will hold your post, make wise adjustments, and wait for my instruction. My silence never means my absence. Remember this seal. Now I bless the next step. Not the entire staircase, not 100 moves ahead. One obedient step. Ask me now in your heart, and I answer. Here is the phone call to make, the subscription to cancel, the boundary to set, the invoice to send, the account to freeze, the conversation to initiate, the resume to update, the skill to sharpen, the note of generosity to write. Do it under peace. Do it discreetly. Do it without trying to prove anything. I go with you. I decree over your decisions. You will not be lured into flashy traps, and you will not be paralyzed by fear of missing out. You will not co-sign your peace to anyone's urgency. You will not let pride bait you into showy giving, nor will you let dread shrink you into stinginess. Integrity will guard your income and your choices. Light will rise in your darkness for every next step. Endurance will keep you from quitting in the last minutes before breakthrough. Chains of oppression have been broken and will remain broken as you walk. Generosity will flow through wise hands, and your portion will be kept by my peace. Hear my commission, my beloved child. Walk in peace today. Do not wait for a feeling to prove it. Choose my cadence. Take the next obedient step while your heart is still warm. When fear rises, do not negotiate with it. Return at once beneath my wings. Repeat the declarations I have taught you. Let them be the rails your thoughts run upon. Keep your boundaries holy. Keep your hands clean. Keep your yes and your no anchored in my whisper. If doors do not move at once, do not conclude you are forgotten. Hiddenness is still protection. Stay where I have placed you until I move you, for I know the seasons of your life. I place my name upon your head and my signet over your house. I station peace as a sentry at your gates. I assign ministering angels to assist your steps. I anoint your mind with the oil of quiet and your hands with the oil of skill. I bless your workbench, your tools, your inbox, your commute, your meetings, your market. I bless your pantry, your ledgers, your plans. I bless your coming in and your going out. I bless you to see with clear eyes, to decide with a steady heart, to give and to save with wisdom, to receive without panic, to rest without guilt. You leave this moment covered, peace in your mind and provision in your path, under my wings. If this prayer is yours, whisper Amen. Seal your agreement with a simple act of faith. Mark it where you are. Place an Amen in the comments as your witness. And if you desire to remain under this kind of steady covering, stay connected. Return for prayer and instruction as we walk together. Now rise gently, breathe, go in peace. What I have sealed, I keep.